in our day-to-day life. The vehicles that we see have a wide range of variations in them. They vary in size.
Okay, good afternoon, my students. This lecture is about the different type of vehicles, their size, number of fuel, number of wheel, and type of fuel, and what are the basic purpose. So for that, this is a very short video, and you go through this video. After that, we can discuss about whatever in this video happened.
Number of wheels, type of fuel used, purpose of the vehicle, and so on. In addition to all these, automobiles can also vary in the position of engine and location of the driving wheels. In this video, we're going to discuss the different types of layouts in automobiles. Commonly used layouts in automobiles are the front engine rear wheel drive, rear engine rear wheel drive, front engine front wheel drive, and four wheel drive. Let's check them out one by one. As the name says, front engine rear wheel drive vehicles have their engine located at the front and the drive is given to the rear wheels. Motion is transferred from the engine through the clutch, gearbox, propeller shaft, and differential to the driving axles. This type of layout is the most commonly used. The frontal location of the engine and gearbox provides easy access and makes it easy for maintenance. This also facilitates better engine cooling and offers more luggage space at the rear end. But the increased distance between the engine and drive wheels require a long propeller shaft and a tunnel has to be provided for it in the car floor. This can be seen in the Mahindra cars. Next, we have rear engine rear wheel drive vehicles. These vehicles have their engines at the rear side and the drive is also transmitted to the rear wheels itself. Because of the lesser distance between the engine and the drive wheels, the clutch and gearbox are held together in a single unit and short shafts are used to transmit power to the rear wheels. In this type, the steering mechanism is simple and easier to operate as the front wheels are only used to steer. There will also be better road adhesion of the wheels, especially in steeps. The rear location of the engine makes it easier to streamline the vehicle to decrease wind resistance, but the increased weight at the rear wheels make the vehicle unstable at high speeds. This placement of the engine also reduces luggage space and reduces engine cooling. This type of layout is used in buses and coaches that have low-level floors. In cars, Tata Nano uses this type of layout. The next type of layout is the front engine front wheel drive layout. It is completely opposite to that of the rear engine rear wheel drive. Here, the engine is located at the front and the drive is given to the front wheels. So, the front wheels have to perform both driving and steering actions. This type eliminates the need for a propeller shaft and affords more luggage space at the back. The engine on the front improves the traction, especially in corners, and avoids skidding of the front wheels to a certain extent. But the steering system is complicated and the rear wheels start skidding at heavy braking due to lesser weight at the back. This type of layout is very common and you can take an example of the Maruti 800 as an Indian car which uses this layout. At last, we have the four-wheel drive. In this type, the engine is located at the front and power is transmitted to all four wheels via a transfer case. It has a front and rear differential, and this type increases the maneuverability of the vehicles traveling in rough roads and tracks. The major advantage of this layout is that it produces traction at all four wheels. If a pair of wheels gets stuck due to conditions like mud, the other pair of wheels help in moving the vehicle. On the other hand, the system is bulky, heavier, and of high cost. This type of layout is mainly used in off-road vehicles like Jeeps. Here, the transfer case is used to transmit an equal amount of torque to both front and rear axles. If a center differential is used to transmit power, then the drive is said to be all-wheel drive. Here, the front and rear axles can rotate at different speeds. An example for a vehicle that uses this layout is the Subaru Impreza, the Isuzu, and the Fortuner. With this, we have seen the most commonly used layouts in automobiles.
So, okay, students, you can see this video regarding the wheel drive. Okay, so different type of in total four type of wheel drive is presented, and what is the basis on that wheel drive, which model is available in the market, that is also explained. So in the previous lecture, we discussed history about the automobile engineering. Okay, so first of all, I once again share the attendance link. So remaining student fill the attendance now. Okay, so let's start. So we can discuss the theory or history of the automobile engineering. The automobile start in 18th century, and the first automobile engine is used steam power. Okay, so these are the things. Now we can see forward about the automobile. Now the main component of automobile, the automobile can be considered for the consist of five basic component. So one is the engine, or we can say that the power plant of the vehicle. Okay, it is source of the power, and the frame and the chassis, it supports the engine, wheel, body, braking system, steering system, etc. Whatever the part available or component available, the frame and chassis will do the support to all the part. And the transmission system, what the transmission system transmit power from engine to wheel, and it consists of a clutch, transmission, soft, axle, and differential. Okay, so the body and control. So the body, overall body, upper surface, and the control system is the brake and steering. And accessories is including the light, air conditioning, heater, stereo, wipers. These are the accessories. Okay. So when we talk about the accessories, so accessories improve the beauty of the car as well as improve the comfort of the car. Okay. Uh, Accessories is not the basic things, because without accessories we can operate the car. Okay. So accessories is the parts, a device which is improve the efficiency and comfort of the car. Yes, any question, student? Okay. Now this is the engine and this is the different part of the engine. Okay. SI spark ignition engine, CI compression ignition engine, two stroke and four stroke. Okay. Mainly we can divide the IC engine in two parts, SI engine and CI engine. Okay, or we can say that diesel engine or petrol engine. And on the basis of stroke, we can divide into two parts, that is the two-stroke engine and four-stroke engine. So as compared to the four-stroke engine, two-stroke engine generates the more power, but it's less efficient. Okay, because the incomplete combustion in the two-stroke engine, the combustion is not complete. Okay, improper combustion is there, but in the four-stroke engine, the fuel is properly burned and the combustion is fully proper, so that the four-stroke engine give the more mileage in comparison to two-stroke engine. Okay, so this is the layout. H is an important part. Okay, so today practically is also based on this vehicle layout. Okay, so see, there is a steering wheel, this is the engine, and this is the fan. The fan is here, which is used to cool down the engine. Okay, because when the engine is running, temperature is very high, so it reduces the temperature of the engine. Okay, so this is our front wheel, and this is the our rear wheel. This is the rear axis. Okay, and now this is the gearbox. See, the gearbox handle is there. Okay, universal joint and clutches is there. Okay, so and this is the body of the vehicle. See here, tailgate, side panel, guard, door, headlamp, grill, radiant support, bumper, and bonnet. Okay, and mirror. So these things is the on the body of the car. So now we comes about the chassis. So we discuss the type of chassis and their applications. So type of the chassis means first we know what is the chassis. The main supporting part structure of the vehicle consists of almost all major parts except automobile body. Okay, so all the parts except the body fitted in the chassis. So this is the basic chassis. All the component except body fitted on the chassis only, and we can say that the chassis provide the support of all the component in the presented in the car. Okay, so what is the key point or key component of chassis in a frame? Frame having three different types: conventional frame, integral frame, and the semi-integral frame. So what is the function of the frame? To support the chassis component and the body, withstand the static and dynamic load of the different component of the chassis, to withstand the load of the body, to carry the load, to withstand the stress causes due to uneven road condition, to withstand the force causes due to the turning of the vehicle and the sudden braking or acceleration. So these uncertainty is produced or load is increases or due to the irregularities in road surface, whatever the vibration is produces, shock is produces, that all the things is observed are by the churches. Okay, so this is our first conventional frame, conventional frame of the chassis. Just for a minute. For the chassis, I have one small video.
In simple words, automobile chassis is a complete vehicle without a body. It is just like a complete human without dress. And one should not get confused with frame and chassis. Frame is like a human skeleton, whereas chassis is a human without dress. Chassis can be classified based on engine location, assembly, frame, and wheels. Based on engine location, we have conventional chassis, semi-forward chassis, full forward chassis, center engine chassis, and finally we have rear engine chassis. Based on assembly, we have conventional chassis, integral chassis, and semi-integral chassis. These are some of the most popular chassis based on frame. But one should never forget that frame is part of chassis. Now let us understand each chassis separately. Conventional chassis. In this type of chassis, engine is fitted in front of the driver cabin, making the driver seat quite far from the front axle or front tire. Due to this, driver is unable to see the road just in front of the tires, and also the portion of the chassis where engine is fitted can't be utilized for carrying passengers or goods. Semi-forward chassis. Here, engine is fitted in such a way that half of it is in driver's cabin and remaining half is in front of the driver's cabin. The portion of chassis where engine is fitted inside driver's cabin can be utilized. Full forward chassis or bus chassis. While here, complete engine is mounted inside the driver's cabin and driver sits just above the front wheels and is able to see the road just in front of the tires completely. Center engine chassis or mid engine chassis. In this type, engine is mounted in between front wheels and rear wheels. Since the weight of the car shifts under acceleration, this arrangement further improves wheel grip and car body can be designed with greater aerodynamic efficiency. Rear engine chassis. Here, engine's center of gravity is behind the rear wheels and one should not get confused with center of gravity of the whole vehicle and center of gravity of the engine. This type of chassis can be mostly observed in low floor bus chassis. Since the engine is located at the extremity, the rest of the vehicle can be used for luggage and passengers. Next, we shall see some classifications based on assembly. Conventional chassis. The longitudinal members or side members are joined by 4 or 5 cross members over which all the body and all other components are installed. Secondly, integral chassis. This type is also called as frameless chassis. The body shell and underbody are welded into a single unit which helps in decreasing the overall weight. Due to the elimination of longer frame, it is cheaper. The only disadvantage is its difficulty to repair. Next, we have semi-integral chassis. In this type, engine is mounted on a frame and rest of the portion is frameless, so that when the vehicle meets with accident, only front portion can be repaired. We shall discuss other classifications in the next video.
Okay, so student, you can see in the previous video the type of the chassis and the type of chassis based on the engine location. Okay, so two different type of classification of the chassis. First, based on the engine location, means where engine is located, and second, the structure of the chassis means there is two category to differentiate to classify the chassis. One is based on the structure and other is based on the engine location. Means engine located in the center, in the rear, in the front, and in at the front there is classification of the three types. Engine is totally outside of the driver's cabin. Engine is between driver's cabin and outside the driver's cabin. And third is engine is situated fully under the driver's cabin. Okay, so and engine is center location and engine is rear view location. Okay, and now on the basis of architecture, so the basis of architecture there is a conventional. So the conventional frame is shown in the figure. Conventional frame shown in the figure, you can observe that this is a very simple structure. Okay, very easy to manufacture, but the major difficulties in this structure is that it is the maintenance of this structure is not possible. Okay, so here you can see it is used in the most of the heavy vehicles. Construction of the frame vary according to the type of vehicle. Means type of vehicle it is lightweight, medium weight, or heavyweight vehicle. So according to type of vehicle, the construction is differ. Okay, generally made from the steel section. This type of frame has two long side member and 5 to 6 cross member. Means one and two. This is the long side member, and one, two, three, four, 5 to 5 to 6 cross member. So the cross member connecting these two long members to each other. Okay. So cross member are used to increase the strength of the frame. Means the if we increase the number of cross members, then they provide the strength. Okay, and increase the strength. But what happens if we unnecessarily increase the cross member? Then the meaning is that there is a weight increment of the chassis. Okay, so they are in space narrow at the front and the uppressed forward at the rear. See, this is the narrow means the distance is small here and at the rear the cross member is larger size. Okay, now see this is a conventional chassis. Engine is this is our front wheel and this is the rear axle. So engine is fitted here. Now the frame is narrowed down at the front to have a better steering look, which provide the space for preventing and swing of the front wheel. Upswept at the rear provide to give room for the vertical movement of the rear axle as it travel over the road bump and other road irregularities. Body brackets. So, what is the body brackets? Are provided to support the body of the vehicle. Spring brackets are provided for the mounting body of the vehicle. Extension of the chassis trim ahead of the front axle known as the front overhanging. Extension of the chassis beyond the rear axle known as the rear overhanging. Okay. The different sections are used to long and cross member. Generally, channel section and box section are used for the long side member and other section like I section. Tubular section also used for making this type of chassis. So frame cross section. So here C channel, box section, I section, hat section, and tubular section. See, so these are the different type of section which is used for manufacturing the chassis. Okay, so this is called channel section or C section. Good resistance for the wearing. Okay, so it provides good resistance for the wearing. So these are type of the section and their applications given here. So whatever the application, according to that we can choose the section for the chassis. Okay, so channel provide the good resistance for the bending. Box section good resistance to both bending as well as torsion. Okay, tubular section good resistance for the torsion. Okay, type of the chassis now we have covered the conventional forward and semi forward according to layout. Okay, according to the mounting of the engine and transmission. So both is covered in the video. Okay, so according to the layout, conventional forward and semi forward, according to the mounting of the engine and transmission, engine at the front, engine fitted in the front bus crosswise, engine fitted at the center, and engine fitted at the back. Okay, so these are the five time, actually five time, but four types is given here. So according to the mounting of the component of the chassis, so this is another type by which we classified the chassis. Front engine rear wheel drive. Front engine rear wheel drive. So on the basis of this category, I also um, share a video with you in the beginning of the lecture. So front engine rear wheel drive. What is the meaning? Means engine location in the front and the engine give the power to the rear wheel. Okay. So front engine front wheel drive. What is the meaning? The meaning is engine is situated on the front and it's directly provide the power to the front wheel. Okay. Rear engine rear wheel drive means engine is situated on the rear axle and it's provide the motion directly to the rear wheel. Okay, and the last all wheel drive. So what is the meaning of that? In that condition, the engine is situated at the center and it's provide the drive to all the way, all the wheel So here, what happened? What is the advantage of this all-wheel drive? Because the power is transmitted to all the wheels separately. So if any wheel is stuck on the road, then other wheel is supposed to drive them. Okay. See conventional churches. So you can see here the engine is fitted here. Engine is fitted on the above the front wheel. So the mostly disadvantage is affects visibility of the driver. So here what happens? The driver can't see properly the things or person which who is near to the front wheel. Engine is fitted in the front of the driver cabin or driver seat such as in the car. Chassis portion cannot be utilized for the carrying passenger and goods. Heavy engine can be fitted which can use to give more power. Okay, so there is a disadvantage and advantage common here. Now semi-forwarded chassis here. This is the semi-forwarded. What happened?